What is up, everyone? I'm Teller Shelton. This is Coffee with a Bearded Reviewer. I am your friendly neighborhood coffee snob. And today, folks, is my review for one of the most recent Pokemon video games that just released just a couple months ago, Pokemon Legends Arceus. So, with that out of the way, let's get started with today's video. So Legends Arceus is the latest installment within the Pokemon mainline video games coming from Game Freak and Creatures Inc. And by far, this is definitely like the closest thing that you can get when it comes to like almost feeling like you're actually within the whole world of the Pokemon. Because this is a game that is taking a whole new formula and just elevating it from the previous games that came out a couple years ago, which was Sword and Shield. And so within Sword and Shield, those games had a lot of issues, specifically when it came down to kind of like the mainline story. I was not overly fond of like some of the choices that they made, especially in the region of like not giving us all of the Pokemon that we all know and love. So they Thanos'd half of all the Pokemon. So you're only able to get about like 400 something Pokemon in the mainline story. But then they actually came out with a DLC, and that way they were able to bring more Pokemon in. So they were able to kind of like just weave their way into our pockets to go like, oh, if we pay this certain amount, we can then get about 600 Pokemon. But it's still a cash grab. But I personally think that the DLC really elevated Sword and Shield. And the best way to describe this game, this felt like DLC Sword and Shield elevated. The only like good thing that came out of Sword and Shield was the wild area, which is more RPGs, elemental games. Because like when you look at games such as like Zelda, specifically Breath of the Wild, because in Breath of the Wild, it was something completely new within the Zelda franchise. Like, you can actually go anywhere you want. And they were going like, okay, Sword and Shield, people were saying that the wild area is the best part of it. And so they were all like, that worked, but Breath of the Wild is truly fantastic. It's a real game changer of a video game within the Zelda franchise. So they were all like, let's come up with this game and see how people react to it, because without a doubt, this is definitely like a full-on blended version of Breath of the Wild with Sword and Shield. Not specifically the whole game of Sword and Shield, but the wild area of Sword and Shield. I mean, without a doubt, I still think that this game has a lot of faults, but I would definitely find this game to be the most entertaining, the most fun in comparison to some of the more recent Pokemon games out there, because I would still consider Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Silver and Gold, Crystal, Red and Blue. Those games are like high up in like the Pokemon games that I've always enjoyed, even when I was a kid. But like those games, they elevated the whole gaming experience in the world of Pokemon. But this game, they are heading down the right direction. And just the fact that we're actually getting another game coming out at the end of this year, Pokemon Violet. I mean, like I said before, is that this game does have some faults, because like when you look at the graphics, it feels like that these should be graphics that would come from a Pokemon game back in like the 2010s. So like these kind of graphics, they seem a little bit dated. But it definitely felt like that they were taking some inspiration from Breath of the Wild in kind of like the whole art style, but it felt, you can definitely see that element of the anime within this game. You fell from the sky, you found the professor, you are in the Hisui region, which is actually a predated era of Sinnoh, which is actually the Gen 4 region, which is Sinnoh, which is a really cool concept. I really enjoyed it that they are kind of like showing you maybe 50 years in the past. That's how it feels, because there are some elements of like potential electronics that you will not get in like prehistoric times, but without a doubt, I really think that they're kind of like in this whole pre-Sinnoh timeline where you're kind of like interacting with like the original creators of Team Galactic. So I just really enjoy that element that you're in a weird way working for Team Galactic, but this is the Team Galactic that it should have been, not the Team Galactic of the present day, because the Team Galactic in the present day is an evil organization. So it feels like you're in this world where Team Galactic is actually the good guys, but then power-hungry people came in. But overall, I really think that the story elements is a lot better than some of the previous Pokemon video games. And I think the gameplay is actually a lot of fun. The graphics could be better, but without a doubt, this is a good direction in the world of Pokemon games. Full-on RPG. You can actually craft your Pokeballs. You can craft potions. You're actually doing a lot of things to actually help you survive in the world of Sinnoh. So I just really loved that element. It's all about survival. And this is the world where Pokemon is actually considered very dangerous. And all the people around the area, they are very uncertain if Pokemon are actually meant to be friends or foe. I think that is just like a perfect way to kind of like segue us into the next generation that is going to come from Violet. So without a doubt, this is a good solid game. I would have to give this one a good 7.5 out of 10. Either way, you might think that I'm kind of like going, why is it at a low rating, even though that I'm kind of praising this game? I think it just has a lot to do with the fact that this is a Pokemon game that we've been waiting for our entire lives for. So this is a game that is going in the right direction. I feel like that the gameplay could be a little bit more smoother. I do feel like that maybe some of the graphics should be better. And I definitely think that some of the battle sequences it's getting there. It's getting to the place of like Pokemon Coliseum when it comes to Pokemon battling. But I really loved the brand new element is that you can actually sneak up on Pokemon and throw a Pokeball and actually catch them just like that. So that was my review for Pokemon Legends Arceus. And also I just want to say thank you so much for watching my video, and also please subscribe to my channel as it really helps me out, and also please press that like button. And don't press the dislike button, that's a bad one. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Keep on drinking coffee, and I will see you guys next time.